Alright, folks, and welcome back to the channel. It's time for post-match reaction to Celtic to Hibs. Now, today at Celtic Park, as Celtic are set to take part in another Hampden semi-final. I'm joined by Alistair to go over everything. Alistair, first and foremost, it was a game where we did think it was going to be difficult. In the end, if I'm being honest, was pretty routine.
I thought it was pretty routine, Josh. I said to you at the game, and I don't know if you remember this. I actually said to you, I cannot believe. I think it was I would say about 15, 20 minutes into the second half. I said, when are they going to start playing? And we were good. I mean, the game could have been done at half time because we basically, if it wasn't for the Hibs goalkeeper today, who was very impressive, um, it would have been 4 or 5. Let's
Aye,
completely
aye,
be honest. But I thought
aye.
no close that it wasn't that kind of game. But I thought we were routinely comfortable. It was
I
routine.
I don't want to have a go at Hibs or anything, but I mean, I did expect a bit more from them, if I'm being honest with you. I think that they had the blueprint there to probably. And I get it. You don't want to go and get turned over, and it's hard maybe times to get that balance. But I just thought maybe even when they went down a goal, I thought right, they're probably going to try and come out now, try and get a goal. I just didn't think it was there. They did obviously have that chance in the first half. Schmeichel makes a good save. But no, I didn't really, for a team who were full of confidence coming into this, probably had nothing to lose, and I do
15
understand
games
that.
unbeaten.
I do understand that they don't want to come at Celtic Park and get turned over 4-5 because that could do more than just a defeat. That could really dent the confidence of the players. I get that, but I just thought I did expect this game to probably be a lot closer than it was. And as you said there, Alistair, if it wasn't for some maybe us being a bit slack in the final third at times, or maybe just being a bit slow at certain points of the game, or the keeper making some really good saves, he'd probably talking about that game being 4-5.
Yeah. And that's to take nothing away from us. We were good today.
No, I thought we were
And can
good.
I just say, as well, you could sense it was a big game. Even going into the grounds, you could sense it because I think, to be fair to Celtic supporters at times quite rightly, get accused the home game's been flat. You couldn't say that today because you could genuinely feel it. That it was a big game and
Aye,
I think everybody knew what this game meant today, to be
aye,
honest.
I'm not gonna lie. There was still bits where it was flat. I don't.
We're
I,
always going to get that 90 minutes, Josh, but
but I do think it was important that we got behind the team because I think they needed us. We do get the opening goal. I just thought maybe we were doing well. We had a lot of the ball, but sometimes it was just the passing, like down the right hand side. Nicholas Coon and Johnson, they weren't in the same wavelength at all. To be honest, the amount of times the ball just kept getting out of play at times, and you're just frustrated with the final part. I thought, we were getting the ball out wide and stuff. Um, at times, maybe not as quick as I'd maybe want them to, but we got the opening goal. It's a ball across from Slip, I think. Um, Kuhn,
it's
Kuhn,
up.
Kuhn probably should score on the first attempt, and then Maida's there to follow up. And I think that just settled the nerves. I think because I think I always think when these games are longer, the game goes on, the more the opposition or like Hibs would come into the game, and I think you did see that. I think they started after it get 25, 30 minutes in, you're like, right, they're starting to get maybe a bit of confidence and like into this game. So it was good to get that goal just at that time, Alistair.
Yeah, well, we, we tend to do that a lot, Josh, and it seems to kind of knock the heart out of a team think, right, we're getting to half time and then we seem to score. So, but no, it was a good time to get a goal, and actually, I thought Hibs were rocking at that stage, and I thought we might be able to get a second one, and I thought Rio Hitata had got it with that shot by the way, but brilliant save by the keeper. But I just genuinely felt that we held them at arm's length, and I know they had a spell of the ball, but they were they were punkless, to be honest with you. Punkless.
Aye. The start of the second half, I thought Hibs had a bit of a spell the first 10 minutes. I think right, they were going to come out and try and play a bit. The one, maybe this is me picking a bit, but I'm always looking to see if a better team, like obviously, I know Rangers are pretty poor at the moment, but I still think they would, they can probably, they
Johnson
could,
side.
I think Johnson's side at times, and just in general, I think sometimes when the fullbacks come up, I think Hibs did get down those sides, not even just both sides to be honest at times, a bit too easy for my liking. And I think if it was 1-0 at the time as well, I think if they had a better end product, which I know we like to laugh out how poor Rangers are at the moment, but I do think they have got the players, who could, who are going to maybe go on the end of it. So it's just a wee thing I think we're just going to be a bit careful with, because Hibs at times, I did find it, especially down that right hand side, it was a bit easy to get
Yeah.
at us at times. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying Hibs are a pure poor team. Obviously, they're off the back of that, good form and whatever, but like, I don't know, as bad as Rangers are, I think they are gonna, that's the next game that's coming up. So it's just something to look out for. But I was to actually say that, I mean, with the second half with shots flying by the post, there was one that just went by keeper. I don't know who took it, but keeper
Swap.
wouldn't have got. So was it Sly? And I think
Aye.
the keeper wouldn't have got to it. So I think the scoreline, to be honest, I think flattered. I think it should have probably been about 3 or 4 in the end.
Yeah,
It's no criticism.
I'm not going to be churlish here, and I don't mean this to say the way it's going to sound, but the best thing about Hibs today was the supporters. They sang
Aye.
all day,
Um,
and I'm the one to bump um to to bum up Hibs supporters because I'm not a Hibs supporter. So, but what I will say is, if if we had a 7,000 away support and we get that served up to us and never really had a go in a Scottish Cup quarter final, I'd be a bit pissed off, to be fair.
I mean, obviously we don't really support Hibs. I don't know. We could be getting it completely wrong, but I just kind of thought maybe, I'm not saying go gun hole, but I think they could have maybe had a wee bit more of a go, especially having the blueprint. They just beat us a week before.
Yeah.
No, I know it
I
was
think
at
we
Easter Road.
spooked them, to be
Um,
honest. I think we spooked
I
them.
I know it was at Easter Road and stuff like that, but I just thought, but I mean, it's the main thing. Is obviously to get through. Alistair, we made substitutions, just I think around the 75-minute mark. Um, McCowan and Ida come on, and I thought Hatate and probably Kuhn would have went off. But he brought McGregor and Kuhn off. He never said anything about injury or anything, so at the time, I did think, obviously, I was proven wrong because McKeown did get the assist. But the kind of opening 5 minutes, Hibs did have a bit of a spell where they were pushing us back a bit. I don't think we were under any great danger or anything, but they were pushing us back a bit. I think McKeown just took a while to adjust to the game, would probably be a fair assessment.
You see, make it better as the game went on, Josh, and that sounds weird when it was only on for a quarter of an hour, but I get your point. Yeah,
Aye.
McGowan, I'm a bit, I know we've discussed this privately, but I'm a bit, I've yet to really see, McGowan's done well, but I've yet to really see, alright, he's ready for the first team. And I'm like, but to start games, if that makes sense, because I never really see it. It might
I'm
be
going.
me, but
I'm going to be honest with you. I do disagree slightly on that. I, d- I do think we need. I'm not trying to have a go here, right? But we did. He was He was. And I think he's done all enough. I think he's come on fine. You're going to get. He's not going to start every week because at the end of the day, it did cost only £1 million, and that's no spite on him. He's done really well, and I think he has done well. I just thought he took. Maybe it is. He will just take. And that was a big gate to put into, obviously, because it was only 1-0 at the time, so he is going to take a while to adjust. No, I think he's been
I
alright in a
didn't
Celtic
realise
shirt.
that the day was his 30th appearance for the club. No, I
So,
know they've no big starts, but I was like, aye, but fair dues, but I just thought I'd be like to see him really good again, but the scuff at the neck. Maybe I'm expecting too
it's,
much,
hard, it's,
Josh.
it's hard to do that when you've got players starting left, right, and centre, to be honest. You could probably say it a bit like I don't think any player in this team at the moment grabs games with a scuff in it because I think there's that many players that are contributing, so it's hard for somebody to really stand out. They'd have to have an outstanding performance, or they would have to stand out when the team's been rotten, to be honest.
Yeah,
Um, and I thought at the time I wasn't too sure. Because I thought like they're only one goal ahead. And I thought if they did nick a goal and wait extra time, I'd want my captain on the part. Now I've been an advocate for saying Callum McGregor should be rested, but I just thought maybe if it was 2-3-0, I'd like, right, that's fine, you can rest him, whatever. But I mean, in the end, it was fine. I don't think we didn't obviously
no, I
go
don't
through,
think
which
we've
is
had it, but I never, I never really thought we would go out, Josh. I wasn't sitting at the ground saying this is getting very dicey. The only thing that made it nervous was the scoreline. But if
aye,
you actually would be on watching on the park, it was really quite easy.
aye, no, it
I thought,
was. But then we did get to see, I thought, and then Yang came on the part. I thought he was pretty good as well today. I thought he was.
yeah,
It was just
yeah.
kind of carried on through what he's been playing like. I think he's been dead positive in his play. Um, got a good hand in the second goal. Plays the ball to McKibben. McKibben puts the ball across to Adamida, and yet again we're having the same discussion. I think I've had about 8 times this season. I mean, I'm really happy for Adamida. I'm really
What
and
what a finish it was, by the way,
it
because
was a
it
good
wasn't a
finish. And I was speaking to Nathan on the way down about this, and he was like, "Do you think either deserves more credit than he gets?" And partially yes, but at the same time, and I'm kind of like, but this happens a lot. It's like he scores, and you're thinking, right, can you kick on? No, his stats are pretty decent. He's got decent goals, but I'm still, you spoke about
you
that with
still
McCowan.
wanting it after number 9, aye.
And I'm trying not to be because I like Ida, I really do. I'm trying not to be too harsh on him because I think he's been decent this season. I do think he's
I think if
been.
you look at what you're wanting, and I know he doesn't play like him, so don't take this what I'm about to say, folks, as a comparison. What I would expect, Adam is a number 9. I would expect guys in my head numbers for my number 9, and I think that's what people expect to be
Mm,
in the middle of the box and scoring goals more often than not, whereas Adam Reader tends to go in streaky spells. He'll
I
score
think
4 or 5 games and then on you
he'll
go.
score maybe 3 or 4 games and then he'll have an absolute
4 or 5 games off, yeah.
aye. No,
I think
he'll just
that's
have
fair.
he'll just have an absolute howler at Easter Road like he did. And I'm not trying to be harsh on him, but I'm harsh on him because I know what he can do.
Yeah, because, and I know people always say you can't keep he won the Scottish Cup and he played 90%. He won in the league last year. But
But
as you say, you can't keep living on that.
I think it's really important that he makes. He's a permanent Celtic player now, so it's important that he keeps making things like that. And he's seen what it can do. Like Adam either, and I'll forever be grateful what he done with that season. That's why he deserved his move to Celtic. And I'm not going to entertain price tag because he doesn't dictate that. But
No.
I keep saying it. He needs to kick on. It needs to be. We can't in the next game's a derby game. So if he was to start that, which I don't think he will personally, but if he was,
I think you're looking at the same team that
aye.
started. Yeah.
But
I'd be
say he
very
was to start that, I'd expect an impact because it's a big game. It's a big game. Obviously, it's a derby. Even if he was to come off a bench, I'd expect an impact.
yeah.
And I'm not. People might say I'm harsh on him, but I'm harsh on him because I know what he can do. I've seen it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I get frustrated when he walks out, like maybe Easter Road last week, when he's looks like he's got a touch of drunk. To be honest,
Yeah. Yeah. I get that.
and I think
I do get that.
he wants to do well, but I think most Celtic fans would agree. We probably want to just see a
I
bit
mean,
more from either.
let's be honest, Josh. Thank God my age has stepped up when Kyogo
We
left.
we'd be
Because
struggling.
we're following that again. I mean, if you look at the last 5, 6 games, I bet you my age has scored in every one of them. Well, he scored against Munich the first leg, didn't he? Set up the goal in Munich for Kuhn. He's either an assistant or he's a what Kuhn had at the start of the season. My just going through that at the moment. So
Aye.
long may it continue. But again, I want big. I expect big numbers for my strikers, and I know he just stats on the bad. I believe it's 14 goals
Mm-hmm.
now for Nina. I'm expecting between 20 and 25 minimum.
Aye.
And
And
that's
maybe
still
the best will come from next season because obviously they didn't have a pre-season, which I
hope
think is
so.
definitely important.
Hope so.
I do think you'll see the best from the Celtic team next season anyway. But he gets to
But
go.
the
He
only thing
gets
I
to
will
go.
say, either sorry, is is I do think he'll need to step up next season because
He's
I
gonna
believe
have
he'll
to.
be a striker in the summer anyway. So but we'll get
Uh,
into that.
and I
But
think if other lads, he's going to have to step up now because Celtic
yeah,
have to be looking. We can say Maida's stepped up and that's brilliant, but Maida's a wing at the
we
end of the day.
fell on it. We fell on it.
Aye, we fell on it. So we're gonna have to, and he's gonna have to step up because he's gonna have competition.
Yeah.
And he's been let obviously no starting games because Maida's been brilliant. So he's just gonna have to maybe he needs to go on a run. I've always said that he needs to go on a run. Was the one more player I want to discuss because he's another player that frustrates the living daylights out of me if I'm being honest
Yeah,
with
I
you.
know.
But
And you don't even need to tell me who you're talking about.
um I'll tell you why it frustrates the living daylights out of me. It's just he's got so much talent and Real Hatati's got so much talent but there's for that 40, 50 minutes of the game he looked if I'm going to be honest with you, he looked amateurable. At times, he was
It was
just
flat.
he was
It was
extremely
flat.
slack. He was just booting the ball at the park, and it's I like Hatati, but it's at the time at this point, it's just when are we going? And then you see the bits I call it in the second half, and I'm a bit like,
Yeah, I know.
right, what's the script? And you can see, I know we all like to see Tati's going in him. I need to see it consistently now. It's the same with any player. We've just talked about either consistently. The same goes to any player. I just don't. Tati's not had a consistent season. And I like Hatati, right? And he has got like he's got great technique and everything else. But then he looks like he can't put a string a 2 yard pass together. And I'm sitting there thinking, what the fuck? Like it leaves me at a loss.
See, when Matt O'Reilly left the club, I kind of thought, right, Rio's going to step up. But then I was told, then I thought about it and I thought, it's too much a Maverick to step up. He's not that kind of player. You need to take the good and you either get honey with Hatati or you get
Pish.
beehives, you know what I mean? Aye. There's no in between them. There's no
Aye.
in between them.
And
And
it's
you know how much I love Hatati, but I don't. Let's be honest. Even me, I struggle at times in Europe, man. But
I know it's
so
like and it's frustrating because you can. I thought the last half an hour he was pretty decent. Last half an hour I thought he was decent. I'm just like, why can you not start games
it's
like
like
that?
you're getting a quarter of a game with him. You're getting a
It's like
quarter of a
it's
game
like
out.
it's like to me like a player doesn't train all week and then they warm up for the next 40 minutes and then that's when you see the best of them. I'm like, we need to be seeing more consistent numbers from
I'll be
consistent
honest with you,
performance.
John. He's kind of lucky that Paulo Bernardo's no fit.
Because I think Bernardo would be in the team, to
Yeah,
be honest.
I do. It
And, he, and,
certainly
he, and
made
he's
me
and he's going to have a big shift next week because their midfield is probably the best part of the team with Raskin, Diamande, and I don't know
Yeah,
who else
well,
plays.
let's
Um,
let's be honest, Josh. I think, and I don't want this to be a cliche, and I'll probably keep keep this for the preview, but I'm expecting them to be very physical. You just know that's the way they're going to play it. And if
aye,
that is on it, it could be very it could it could be very messy. Let's be
aye.
let's be completely fair.
And,
But or they could just come out and decide this is my stage, this is what I'm going to do, and I hope it's the latter.
and that's what's going to come on to you. We can't keep just saying, "Oh, hope Hatati's on it." No, I mean, I need to turn up the game and go, "Oh, don't worry, Hatati." Just like Engels has been the last few weeks, and I go, I can't take game, and you don't really notice what Engels does because you just know he's doing right stuff, and
I must
you know, it was
admit, Josh, I watched first time I seen it live because I wasn't at some mum. But I kind of thought that I liked it. I liked the Engels in the McGregor role. Now I know he's not going to drop McGregor for the starting 11, but I do like Engels in that role because I
aye,
think it's
aye.
and
But Alistair, I mean, it's just we've obviously get the win. That was what we came for pretty much. Obviously, it's
yeah,
just another
well,
step.
none of us were right. You said 3-1. I said 3-2.
Um, it's just another step, and obviously towards the treble. Um, but I think it's also important we don't grow complacent because I think it's easy to look at the Scottish Cup and go, well, Rangers are in it, we're going to win it. It's no cut and dry, is that? Aberdeen are
No,
still in it.
I would never. I would when you've got a potential Celtic Aberdeen Celtic Hearts final, you can't take that for granted. you're probably going to have to beat Aberdeen and Hearts.
Aye.
Obviously, we don't know the draw, but yeah, I think there's a fair chance you're going to have to beat the two of them. So,
Aye.
unless
Aye.
we get Liverpool or St Johnson, which I
And
wouldn't
even
take them lightly.
even that, like if you get say Livy went through you, still a championships team that have got nothing to lose. I'm not saying we'd lose or anything, but you just what I'm trying to say, you just can't take any games lightly.
A
It's
one-off
important.
game,
It's
one-off
important
game.
just to keep your eyes on the prize. Alistair, to finish off, I'm going to ask you, who was your man of the match?
Well, that's a hard one. I'm actually going to give it to Sloop.
I thought the back four were pretty solid. I mean, this one's a difficult one for me as well because I don't think anybody stood out as such. I don't
But
think. I
wasn't
think it
that
was. I just think it was a team kind of performance. Nobody kind of stood out. Everybody was decent. If I was to give it to somebody, I
I
thought
know
Jota
who's
was. I thought Jota was pretty decent. I thought Jota was pretty decent. So I'll get it to Jota. I thought he was pretty decent. I was surprised when it
well,
took off. To be fair,
it was definitely one. It was definitely one of the two left-hand sided players. I thought because I thought the right-hand side was very poor, Josh. No, the
I
way
didn't
they've
think they
been
were
linking
great.
up all season.
I thought the passing looked a bit slack.
No,
They were caught out of position a few times. I think the left hand side was a lot better than what the right hand side was today. But that's going to be it for the Hibs match reaction. As we said, we'll be back later on the week to build up that massive derby at Celtic Park on Sunday. Until then, we'll speak to you later and hail hail.